we are streaming.
Yay!
Let's see.
Now we have to go and stream on this. Oh, is it doing it?
I believe we are streaming.
Hello.
I believe we are streaming. Hey everyone. I think this is working. We are just
checking
that this is working. We want to try and get into the chat. Yeah, we got someone in the chat.
Hello.
Hey, Nanny. Hi. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for joining.
You have obviously have noticed from the title, it's pretty cool. We're bringing back This Week in Prince as a live stream.
Yes.
So loads of you have asked us over the past. Actually, funny. It's exactly 364 days since the last episode of This Week in Prince, episode 45.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been basically exactly a year since This Week in Prince existed. And so we should probably talk a little bit about why we stopped doing it and why we're starting to do it again.
Yeah.
And the reason why we stopped doing it was because we sort of got locked into this format of trying to like cover like a bunch of news in one video, and it seemed like there was just like more and more things to cover like all the time, and the end result of that was that pretty big things, like if there were multiple big Prince news announcements in 1 week, then after that episode had aired and after people had watched it, it was really hard to find, like to go back and find, which episode of This Week in Prince was X covered in.
Yes,
like if you want to talk about like when a certain book came out or when a certain thing was announced, like it's like, which episode of the 45 episodes, like how do you find that? It was really hard to go back and find that information. So we decided that for the really, really big stuff, we'd make individual videos for that.
But so we used to do that for a little while, so now we're thinking that TWIP as a live show is much more fun because you also get to comment if you're watching live on what you think about what is happening, and I really like that because that shows that there's like more interaction and like it's more interactive, and we just want to like try this out. So let us know what you think about that in the chat.
So hey everyone that's watching, hey PRN Forever, hey Gregory I don't want to say your name wrong, Diliaris. He says, what is up? Nancy Carpenter says hi. Carly, hi. We got so many people watching.
Oh, we missed you too. Hello.
So we're back doing This Week in Prince as a live stream. As we just said, we're going to try and cover, I think the thing that we're going to try and do is we're going to try not to like cram too many things in. We're going to try and keep it pretty fast and pretty move in and just cover different things and not really discuss like we're still going to make separate videos for like the really big stuff that happens.
Yeah, we will.
But between doing that and doing the live stream, we should be able to sort of get all of the news and info and whatnot out to you, the people.
Yes, so loads of things have been happening recently, just absolutely loads of things. So that's why we thought that this is the exact right time to bring back the show. So, shall we kick off with the very first item?
So there's this Prince figurine that's coming out by a company called Rad Retro Power. If you have a look on our Facebook at the Violet Reality, you will see the picture of this figurine. It is Prince in his kind of Purple Rain era. Well, technically it's not. Technically it's Jamie Starr.
Yes.
It does not say Prince anywhere in the advertising. But yeah, very sort of 80s superhero, like really built and like muscular, and yeah, it's kind of like a weird sort of thing. But I kind of like it more than the Funko Pops. Which their eyes kind of creep me out a little bit. They have like the Funko Pops have like, really these blank eyes.
Like,
I don't like them.
They don't really look like real people. I think that also because they called this figurine Jamie Starr, and actually because we don't know who Jamie Starr is.
No
we
idea.
Don't know.
No.
Do we? Does anyone know who Jamie Starr is? Also, what we need to keep an eye on is little comments in the chat that we'll respond to along the way. So we've just got a question.
Yeah. So let's talk about this figurine. So this figurine is coming out in limited quantities, apparently. I kind of hate to say it, but I expect that the company that's making it is probably going to hear from the Prince estate. It does not seem like this is an officially licensed, endorsed product. I could be wrong, but that's the impression that we've got. So who knows if anybody will ever actually be able to get their hands on this thing. Anyway, so there's that. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/thevioletreality. If you have not seen this, it's one of the most recent posts. We posted this picture of Jamie Starr, the Space Knight, or something like that. It's called. It's very, very
it's a space
interesting.
figure now, yeah.
But if we can get our hands on one of these, then we will definitely try to.
And we'll show it to you, and we might do an unboxing of it, but we don't know yet. So, speaking of merchandise, we'll roll right into something that is an official release, which is that Bravado is releasing a new t-shirt with one of my favourite photos in the world of Prince on it. Oh my god, it's like a super neon one.
Yep, so Bravado, who handle the official Prince merchandise, they just announced a new 1999 shirt, and it has the image from the back cover of 1999, Prince in the bed with the neon light. We have a very similar neon light over there.
We do, yeah. We just need a moon. Like, he had a moon in the background as well. Like, there was a heart on the floor and then a moon in the back.
Yeah. Anyway, so it has that picture on the front, and then it has the track list for 1999 on the back. Yes. So that's pretty cool. It's up for pre-order in the UK, at least on Rocket Pool's website. Yep. Maybe they ship internationally as well, but it's UK pricing. I presume, like most of the Bravado stuff, it's going to be available in a bunch of different locations. Yep. Bravado also appear to be bringing the For You shirt to the UK. Previously, that was a US Hot Topic exclusive. It looks like that's coming out over here in the UK as well. So for anyone that hasn't been to the US to get one of those or had one sent over, you should be able to get that one. That's the one with Prince holding the acoustic guitar from the For You artwork, and then it says on the back, arranged, produced, performed, composed, etc. By Prince, all that stuff. You've probably seen it in one of our other videos. I know I have one, so I've worn it a few times. So that's coming out in the UK as well. So new stuff from Bravado is always welcome.
Yeah, so if you get one of the t-shirts, then make sure to tag us in the photo if you'd like have a selfie of you in it, or if you just take a photo of the t-shirt. We always like to know what you guys get in terms of like Prince merchandise or like CDs, vinyl, whatever, anything you can get your hands on. We'd love to know about it.
Exactly. Let's have a quick look at what's going on in the comments before we go into more news. So, Pierre and Forever, are you guys going to see the European leg of the symphonic celebration of Prince? Yes, we have tickets. We have tickets to the London show. I don't know. Have they announced like a full leg, or have they just announced the one show? I don't know. No. I'm not sure if they've announced further dates, but the London show that was announced a while back, we have tickets to that. It's on December 13th. So yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be really cool. I have a lot of respect for Questlove. He's a very, very talented guy. The set list, from what I hear, has been very, very cool with some deep cuts in it. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And on the subject of live shows, we have that in December, and then the Revolution in February.
Oh, I'm so excited.
The Revolution are coming here to London. They have two shows, February 13th and 14th. We are seeing them on the 14th, Valentine's Day. Ooh. So spreading a little bit of purple love with the Revolution on Valentine's Day. That's what we're going to be doing. So yeah.
I found a good question. So this one is good because it actually leads into something that we were going to talk about anyway. So question is, what did you think of the tribute of Prince by the television series Blackish? It was fantastic. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yep. So confession time. We haven't watched the entire episode back to front, but some of the clips of each sort of performance were already put up on YouTube, and they were very, very cool, and we did enjoy checking those out, and we are planning to watch the entire episode because it's had some very good feedback. I'm always kind of nervous when these kind of shows come out, especially when it's a show like full admit it's I've never watched this show before, I've heard of it, but and so you never know, but all the response was so good that we were we'll check it out, and we checked out the performances, and we enjoyed them. So yeah.
And the other awesome thing is that you all know that Afshan Shahidi's daughter is in it.
Yes, she is. She is.
Super awesome. So there's a Prince connection right there. So that's where you just know it's been done super well. But yeah, I think we'll try and watch it tomorrow, to be honest. Okay, so more comments in the chat.
More comments. Jada Smith says, "Hey Casey and Kim, I remember reading your report/magazine you did on Prince a while ago. I loved it, and no offense, but Prince's estate isn't really doing a good job handling his stuff." Well, thank you. Thank you for enjoying what stuff that we've done. We very much appreciate it. As for the Prince estate, I think let's not go into that right now.
No, let's not. Let's keep it a happy place.
All I'm going to say is more unreleased music, please.
Yeah,
to the estate, and less lawsuits.
And also, the thing is, like, you know, if you have a feedback with regard to that, make sure to let them know, because I feel like us as fans really need for our voices to be heard if we want something, or if we have, like, feedback on the way that things are handled. So, yeah, definitely, like, let people know what you want to see as well.
Exactly. Jada also says, I'm excited to get that shirt. 1999 is my favourite Prince album, only behind the Gold Experience. Absolutely agree with that. Speaking of the Gold Experience, maybe they will do some Gold Experience merchandise one of these days. That would be very cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. Solid choices.
Pierre and Forever says, I went to the first show and I was a little embarrassed when I sang one of the unreleased tracks. Don't be embarrassed. Sing. Be that person. Be that one person in a sea of people that sings the unreleased songs. Like, seriously, that's such a joy of, like, being a Prince fan who knows, like, unreleased songs. Like, one of the many times I saw Prince, and actually in Birmingham here, in where we live, was the show in 2014 when he performed Electric Intercourse for the first time since 1983, and, like, I was there, like, singing along, and, like, even most of the people at the front, like, didn't know it, or they hadn't caught up to what it was that was happening. And the same back in 2007 at the O2, randomly in the middle of one of the O2 shows, he just started singing 1,000 Hugs and Kisses, like, acoustically, and nobody there knew it. I knew it, and but yeah, those were cool moments. So, you know, I really like that the symphonic thing that they put unreleased songs in there, because that's what it reminds me of. Like,
I'm so excited to see it. And, like, you know, you saying that you were getting looks from people, just don't even care about that. Sing your heart out if you want to, because we think it's really, really cool that you know all of the unreleased songs, like most of us obviously do.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome stuff. Yeah.
Thelonious Drunk says, do you know when they're releasing his dad's jazz project? It's already out. You're talking about the John L. Nelson project. That is, you can buy that now. You can stream it. It's on Spotify and Google Music and iTunes. One really cool thing, when we were at Paisley Park in April, we actually we talked to Sharon Nelson. While we were there, we hung out with Sharon a little bit, and Sharon was the one who executive produced the John L. Nelson project, and actually she had, you know, discussed with the estate and with Paisley Park, so you could actually buy the CD at Paisley Park, so they were selling that there as well. I think it's really cool. Definitely check it out if you haven't listened to it already. It's really cool, and I think compositionally you can hear that, you know, how much Prince was influenced as a piano player from growing up listening to his dad play.
Definitely,
like, you can definitely hear that. Like, even though, like, you know, this is other musicians, like, performing John L. Nelson songs based on, like, the sheet music and stuff, but the composition is all there. Like, you can hear it.
Yeah.
So,
alright, we're gonna do one more question, and then we'll pop on to the other news, then we'll do some more questions, and then we'll do something special. Okay, let's see. So, who do you think should play Prince when a film is finally made about his life? So, like a Hollywood movie. I recently saw Bohemian Rhapsody. Really good on you. We really loved that. We've seen it as well, and it was just phenomenal.
Freddie!
And the main actor was brilliant. Yeah, I totally agree with that. However, I really wouldn't know where to begin. I really don't think there is anyone that could do Prince justice at all.
Yeah, I don't either. And also, like, there's two things here. Like, I don't think it is a given that they eventually will make it, and the reason I say that is because where's the MJ biopic? You know, nearly a decade after his passing. Like, that's still no word on that. And the Prince one is equally difficult, especially for somebody who had, like, such a long career. Like, yeah, it's a really gargantuan task. I think this Netflix thing of documentaries is a better way of trying to approach all the different times of Prince's career. And also, like, I think one of the reasons that Purple Rain was such a sort of masterstroke was it's basically like Prince doing his own biopic. Like, obviously, like slightly fictionalized, but, you know, a lot of it, as you all know, is true. You know, the bands and where it was said and all that stuff. So, you know, you want to watch a Prince biopic, just go and watch Purple
watch
Rain.
Purple Rain,
Like,
yeah.
see the man do his own biopic.
Exactly,
like,
yeah. So yeah, that's what we think about that. So speaking of that, I think that this leads into a perfect way. So from movies, we go into music videos. And I'm pretty sure you all have noticed, but the Prince channel has uploaded some more of Prince's videos. And most of them have been remastered in really, really nice quality. So I really, really love that. So yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, just yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday
got,
we had Hot With You.
Nasty Girl Remix.
Yeah, Nasty Girl Remix. We had Interactive. And we had Love Sign with Nona Gay.
Love Sign. Fun fact about Love Sign that actually not a lot of people know this. And I mentioned it on Twitter and had a few replies saying, I never knew that. Love Sign video is directed by none other than Ice Cube. Yep. So, cool fact for you. And if you have not watched our Uncovering Prince interview with Nicole Nodland, who was Prince's photographer at Paisley Park in the 90s, you absolutely should go and watch that. Yep. And the reason I say that is because she was there for the filming of the Love Sign video, taking the promo photos of Prince and Nona on set around that time. So that whole era of like 1-800 New Funk and all that stuff, that was the era that Nicole was around, and she has some very cool memories and insights of that time in the interview. So
she does, yeah.
So yeah, go and check it out.
If definitely. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Is there any more news that we've got to cover?
Yeah,
I think that's another thing. Yeah.
The other thing that happened this week was the Timberwolves, the sports team. Yeah. They premiered their new Prince-inspired uniform. And at the first, I think it was the first game, they had Morris Day perform at the event as well, and St. Paul, I believe, was involved. I don't know if that was the same thing. I think it was. St. Paul was playing at the same event, or at Paisley with Jelly Bean, or something like that.
Something like that. If anyone was there, please let us know what you saw. But yeah, somewhere like that.
American sports are a mystery to us.
Exactly.
But when there's a Prince involvement, we try and figure out what on earth is going on.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. So let us know if you've seen the new uniforms and what you think of them. Yeah.
Yep. Right. Was there any more news that we covered?
I'm not sure. Is there anything that you guys like to ask us as well?
Oh yeah, there is. There is one more thing.
Yes.
There is one more thing. It's kind of sad news. As you probably recall, the Deliverance EP that came out a while back was blocked by the estate. And there was a lengthy lawsuit going on with Ian Boxhill, who was Prince's engineer, who had released these songs, and unfortunately Ian lost his lawsuit. Deliverance will not be getting a full release, and they want him to pay like a bunch of legal fees and like millions of dollars, and I think that's kind of sad. Oh well, I'm not going to go into it too much, but that's what happened. He unfortunately did lose the lawsuit.
Yeah. Well, now you know that. So someone in the comments is saying that they should remaster the interactive video game. Yes, I agree with that.
Yes.
They should remaster it and make sure that you can like play it on like your Windows laptops and your MacBooks and stuff like that. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
That would be cool. That would be cool.
That would be epic. That's a good idea. I like that.
Or just make a new Prince game based on it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but that would be difficult though, because like, yeah.
Anyway, some more updates. YouTube enabled the community tab for us yesterday, which is like this new tab where you can post like messages and updates and pictures and stuff. So you get like in your YouTube feed, when you're seeing the new videos, you'll also see cool updates from your favorite creators. So yeah, we have that. We did a little test message. Check it out. Don't really know what we're going to use it for, but we'll see. We'll give it a go.
Yep.
Oh, some
new comments.
some new comments. Jada says, well, I do want Hollywood to do a biography on Prince. I feel that no one will be able to play the perfect Prince role. Yeah, we agree.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see if that happens.
Yeah.
Daniel from California. Hey, it's awesome. Get to say hi to you guys. Hi.
Hello. He recently bought a Purple Rain record. Oh, that's amazing.
Awesome.
Like the remaster of it. That's awesome. Then we have got a question whether we're going to make a review on Before the Rain.
On Alan Bolio's book Before the Rain. Are we going to do a review on Alan's book? Maybe. Should we? Should we?
Is something that you want to see?
We haven't really done too many book reviews. Obviously, there's been like a ton of books coming out in the last however long, basically since
pretty much, yeah.
Since right after Prince passed, there's been a sort of onslaught of books. And we kind of really haven't reviewed most of them. I mean, we did Steve Park's gallery show, like we hosted it and DJ'd it in London. So I guess we probably talked about the book quite a bit at that time.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't really do any reviews of like Afshin's book, or like Clementine's book, or Joe Vogel's book, or Maite's book. We talked about Maite's book.
We talked about
it. We didn't do a review, but we talked about it. And I mean, I've got a bunch of books over here. There's like Owen Husney's book,
and we've got like
the Prince Bootlegs book. I'm just looking over there. So I've got like a stack of like new Prince books. So I'm like halfway through reading them all.
Yeah. We've got so many books here. Like our whole house is full of books of Prince.
Owen Husney's book is pretty good. Obviously not just Prince related. Also, what's the book called by the lady from The Current? Is that over there?
Yeah, it's here.
Yeah. Got to Be Something Here, that one by Andrea Swenson, where she talks about like the whole history of the Minneapolis Sound. That one's really interesting. Maybe like I feel like if we were going to do like one book review, then we would need to do like 10 book reviews.
Yes.
So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll see.
We'll just have like a week of like bam, all the book reviews. Yeah, but if you want to see that, let us know, and we'd be happy to like give you our thoughts on it. Wow, I can tell that it's late because I'm struggling over my words at the moment. That's what you get when you do a live stream. It's just like really real, because if mostly me, falls over my words, there's no space to edit me, so you can just like tell at the moment. Yeah. It's really funny. Okay, so we have got something special actually. So do you all remember that we made a video about
a month ago? Yeah,
about a month ago, where we asked you about your first time with Prince, and it's not in the context that you think it is, because that sounded quite wrong in that way.
That was the point.
That was the point indeed. But yeah, so your first time that you ever had like an experience listening to Prince or finding out about Prince, or whatever else. And you guys left us so many amazing comments on that video, and we promised back in that video, if you remember, that we would read them on a live stream, or at least some of them, because there's so many. I don't think we're gonna have time to like read out every single one of them, but we're gonna pick some of them that like touched our hearts the most, and then we're gonna read them out live here.
Yes.
Let me just have a look at the chat again. Let's see. One moment. Let's see. Okay.
What's the best book in your opinion? Thelonious says. There's so many. Dwayne's book, I would say.
Oh, that's amazing. Yes.
For me personally, because it's just like, so much info, and just so cool to just read like a play-by-play of what Prince was doing, like every day, like in that time period. So the book I'm talking about is Prince and the Purple Rain Era Studio Sessions by Dwayne Tudal. That's more news, actually. The expanded paperback edition of that just came out. We are hoping that we're going to get a copy of it soon. I don't know if it's out in the UK yet. Need to hit up Dwayne and find out when we're able to buy it, or check Amazon or whatever. If you didn't get that book yet, then you might as well get that new version, the new expanded paperback, because there's a bunch of like new info since the original one came out. But yeah, that book is a must-have.
It is, yeah. And our massive congratulations to Dwayne for being able to have the expanded version of it out now. That's amazing. So we love you so much, and we really support what you're doing, because the information in your book is absolutely phenomenal. It's such a good book. Go get it if you don't have it. Seriously, it will totally be worth it.
Exactly.
All right, it's time for some comments.
Let's go into some of the comments.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say, when we put this video out asking for people's stories and their first time with Prince, we did say in that video, please leave your comments on YouTube and we'll read them out. We did get a ton of comments on Facebook and Twitter and all these other places, but it's logistically difficult for us to read all those out, and we did say we were just going to read them out on YouTube. So if you left us a comment somewhere that was not on YouTube, then sorry, we still read it and we still enjoyed it and we still loved your stories, but we're not going to read those ones out in today's video.
Alright, I'll be reading them from my phone, because I actually secretly need glasses, which I've just told the whole world now, which is great, but I haven't gotten any yet, so I'm going to be reading them from my phone, and then Casey will be reading some of them from the screen. Alright.
So first of all, I want to start with like the top voted comment.
Yeah.
Which is from somebody called The Fusions.
Yeah. And then I'll do the one underneath that.
This is really long. And this person discovered Prince in October 2015 at 14 years old. And then one day he was at school in New Jersey and heard When Doves Cry come on a shuffle playlist, and he was just blown away, became obsessed with everything Prince, ordered everything he could. I don't know if this person is male or female, so I'm just going to read it. I ordered everything I could get my hands on, got all of my musically inclined friends to listen to him with me, and effectively started a tiny fan club at my small Catholic school. So this person had discovered Prince not long before he passed. Wow. And he said, I knew that Prince's music had forever changed my life. Next comment we've got from PJ Talavera.
Yeah.
I'm one of those lifelong fans from early on, hooked before Purple Rain, listened to Prince music every day since my first albums and cassettes. Very cool. My older cousins would play the tapes upstairs away from parents and old people. That sounds
As you would.
That sounds like a familiar story.
Yeah, definitely.
Lived in a small rural town, just like Kim.
Yep.
Before MTV. So yeah, it was not easy to hear any songs, I guess, at that time.
No.
Wow.
That's amazing. So, next comment is from Nathan Campbell. Wow, it's going well today. So, he's an older Prince fan, and he remembers hearing 1999 in Little Red Corvette on the radio, but he never really made the connection to the artist at first. You know, Prince. Purple Rain, like most older fans, he says, is what sucked him into being a Prince fan. He actually copied a cassette from a friend with those duo cassette players. Do any of you remember those? I'm interested in that. That were all the rage back then, and totally wore out my copy because I played it so much. The Beautiful Ones is still my all-time favourite Prince song. Oh.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Someone whose username is Still Waiting 66, I adore you. My first encounter with Prince was in 1979 on a Saturday morning on American Bandstand when he was singing Why You Want to Treat Me So Bad. I was 14 years old and almost choked on my cereal when I saw him. My first thought was, who would treat him bad?
Exactly.
Not me for sure. He was gorgeous.
Exactly.
That's funny. Few more.
Yeah.
Somebody says, this is an interesting one. The first Prince song I ever heard, Hispanic Catholic says, was Song of the Heart from the Happy Feet soundtrack. I remember watching the credits to the film, and as soon as I started listening to that song, it blew me away. I had genuinely never heard a song that good before. So this is the thing. We always think that, like, you know, people come to Prince through, like, the hits and stuff, but here's somebody that came from, you know, a relatively obscure song. Obviously, as Prince fans, we know all of his songs, and we know Song of the Heart, but if you went to your average person on the street and said, did you know Prince did a song for Happy Feet, the movie, they'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But here's a person that got hooked to Prince through that song, so that's really, really cool.
And there's another one here that I can relate to quite a bit. So this one's from Kimberly Smith, and this one's a little bit sadder, but beautiful in the same way. So she says that her experience growing up was not a happy one, as she came from an abusive home. And she was 13 when she first discovered Prince, and she saw him in the video for Kiss. That video is just amazing for the first time, and then she was just hooked on it. Prince was always her escape, she says, and his music got her through so much, and as they both grew and evolved, so like she grew up with Prince, and then like throughout her life she obviously kept loving him. So that's such a beautiful story. I really, really love that.
We got one from Neil Patel. Neil Patel says, I was 12, it must have been around 1983, saw an ad in Smash Hits magazine for Little Red Corvette. I grew up reading Smash Hits magazine, not in the 80s, but in the 90s, so I can relate to that. And then he says, later on in the same magazine, I saw that John Taylor from Duran Duran had made When Doves Cry the single of the week as a guest reviewer. Shout out to John Taylor from Duran Duran, another band that we love. We love Duran Duran.
We do.
And Neil says he spoke so highly of it, I took my 13-year-old ass to R Price Records. Yes, I remember R Price Records. Picked up the album. I'd never heard anything from it, but it was new, and I spent my pocket money with good faith, driven by the exotic-looking cover, and the rest was history.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Another comment from Becky Willard. She was listening to the radio in the early 80s, and bang! That was the purple one, Prince. And she's been a super fan ever since. She couldn't get enough, and she still can't. And then she says, he may be gone from our side, but he'll forever be in our hearts. And I really do agree with that. That's so true.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
A German fan, I think, judging by the name, Mega Cologne 2011. March 30th, 1985. I witnessed the Syracuse concert live on German TV and taped it while being fascinated. Couldn't believe how great the show was. That is cool. To see that actually like live as it was broadcast, that is really, really, really cool.
That is amazing.
Another UK person. Prince rode into my life in '84 while I was watching Top of the Pops and they played When Doves Cry. I was mesmerised from the first scene of him riding up to the traffic lights on his motorbike and then seeing the close-up of his face with his big, beautiful eyes and intense, moody expression. Could not stop thinking about him. That's from Shirley Alley. Josh Benny says, I remember seeing Purple Rain on the marquee at my hometown movie theatre when I was 8 and feeling crushed that there was no way that I could get in to see it. Oh, I never even thought about how frustrating that must have been to be a younger Prince fan when the movies came out and not be able to get into the cinema to see him.
I like this one. There's someone in the comments saying here that they first heard Prince in 1998 being interviewed by Mel B.
And we just got that videotape. We just got that Beautiful Strange interview videotape.
Yeah, and they're saying that they were absolutely captivated by his quiet knowledge and focused articulation. You use such beautiful words in your writing, actually.
I remember that airing as well on Channel 4 in the UK. Christopher Griffith says, I was 15 and in a bar in Cardiff. Could hear 1999 playing. And following week I bought a copy of Best Air Guitar album and noticed Prince and the Revolution. Let's go crazy on it. That's
Best
funny.
Air Guitar album. I love that. I want to have that compilation. Can you still buy it? I want it.
Carol Hill says, I was 16 in 1981, saw the clip for Controversy on TV, and that was the first impact that Prince made in Australia. Watching, I sat there mesmerised by this man and loved the song. He's unique and different.
Sandra Williams says, I was 17 and the first Prince song I heard was Little Red Corvette and I could not stop playing the song until today. I agree with that. That was my first Prince song as well, so I really like that we have a similar kind of experience. Obviously not in the same years, but that's amazing. Little Red Corvette, just timeless. It's such a good song.
Oh my, I've found a really funny one. Jack Rabbit 003 says, first time I experienced Prince, I had to have been about 8 or 9. I'm watching MTV and the When Doves Cry video comes on. He's staring at the screen, me, intently as he gets up from the bathtub, presumably naked. I run out of my room and tell my mom Michael Jackson's weird brother is staring at me on the TV. She tells me to turn off the TV immediately and listen to my MJ cassette, and I didn't get into him until after high school.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
God.
Kids think some weird things sometimes.
Kids do, yeah. Kids think that, like, you know, you have, like, the two biggest superstars in the world, basically, and they're, like, each other's brothers, but that's really funny. So, Nancy Carpenter says, her first time with Prince was when she heard Soft and Wet on the radio in 1978, when she was 15 years old.
That is a day one fan. If you heard Soft and Wet on the radio in 1978, that is impressive.
Amazing.
That is impressive. Oh, here's another cool one. King and Queen, I don't know what that word is. King and Queen Sitchlitz? I was 12 years old and my Aunt Harriet took me to a Rick James concert. What were you doing at a Rick James concert at 12 years old? That's pretty badass.
Being cool, that is what they were doing.
We were big fans of Rick. The opening act was some guy named Prince. I don't know what song he played first, but he went into Bambi as the third or fourth song in and killed it. I'd never seen anyone like him. He was incredible. Rick James was boring in comparison. So yeah, the huge Rick James getting shown up by his opening act to young Prince. Well, you know, that's what you get when you put Prince as your opening act. So.
I love this one as well. I don't really know how to pronounce your name properly, so excuse me if I don't, but this is from Kimara Jemison, if I pronounce it right. If I haven't, please let me know in the comments. But they're saying, I was 4 and my older brother had a single of I Want to Be Your Lover. I, at the time, thought that it was a band called Prince and had a female lead singer. I was so naive.
I've heard similar stories to that.
Alright, let's do 2 more and then let's see if we can find 2 more really cool ones. They're all so nice though. We really want to read out all of them, but we'll be here till like Friday next week.
Here we go. I got one. I danced with him at First Avenue shortly after I moved to Minneapolis in 1981. What an amazing story, actually. Wow. We went to First Avenue last April, and a guy that we met there, a friend of a friend, is somebody that had lived in Minneapolis his whole life, and he told us a bunch of stories about just hanging out at First Avenue in the 80s and Prince showing up with this person and that person, and yeah, I mean, what an amazing place.
That's amazing. And then for the last comment, I just love this. Someone in the comments just said, bat dance. Yes. Love that. Just like that, like bat dance. That was it. That was my own, just like that. Nothing else to say there. Amazing. Love it.
So yeah, that's all we've got time for.
Yeah.
I just want to give a massive shout out to everybody that left us a comment. We really did read all of them.
We did, yeah.
And there were just so many amazing comments, so many amazing stories of the first time that people heard Prince. So yeah, let's look back at our chat to see what's happened.
Let's see. Ooh, so many comments. Oh my gosh.
Missed a few.
Yeah.
Jeannie says, "Hey, love you guys. Love you back."
Too.
Hey. Eve says hi. We say hi back. Jenny says, "Waiting for his sisters and the hairdresser's book." Sister, as in Taika? Is she doing a book? Well, you know, that'll be interesting if she does. Yeah. The hairdresser, so Kim Berry, I guess you mean. Kim is great. We interviewed her for Uncovering Prince. You should check that out. She did talk quite a bit about her book in that interview. So that is definitely one that we're looking forward to. Richard DeWitt says, "What do you really think about the live performances of the MPG and the Revolution? The reason for asking is when I went to see a Prince concert, I went to see Prince, and the band for me was in the second place." So we've seen the NPG a bunch of times, and their show is absolutely incredible. They have different guest singers. We've seen Andre Simone with them. We've seen Kit Blackshire. We've seen Beverly Knight guest singing with them. They have their own singer Mackenzie, who was also phenomenal. When they went to Australia, they had Tamar with them. So I think, I agree that, you go to a Prince concert to see Prince, but, he was such a phenomenal band leader that, he only ever had world-class musicians in his band.
Definitely,
so,
yeah.
And actually, with the MPG, to hit, a lot of those songs that they do were songs that you wouldn't hear Prince do in the last, however many years. So, for example, you go and see the MPG now, you've got Tony M in the band, and you hear him, doing the songs from, the first MPG album that he did, and, all those tracks like Jughead and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's cool to hear those songs, because you never hear, Prince doing those songs in the last 10, 20 years, and the musicianship is absolutely phenomenal.
Exactly, they're amazing. Yeah, so, that's our opinion on it, obviously, and we think that they're really, really amazing live, and so, yeah, but, to be able to, see for yourself, you would have to actually go and see their show, I think, and then you can, you have a better idea of, what it feels like to be at one of the shows.
I don't think the live element of Prince and his songs, I don't think that should die with him. I think it should continue with the people that were in those bands, and because it's just an amazing experience. You're not going to hear live music that good, on a regular basis, because the musicians are just phenomenal. I mean,
incredible. Yeah.
Tommy Barbarella doing stuff like Venus de Milo, just amazing, absolutely so amazing.
Beautiful.
As for the Revolution, we're seeing the Revolution in February. We haven't seen them yet. I'm really excited about it. I think, for the songs that they were his band for, I think that's going to be the most amazing thing, because the arrangements and the way they play it is, just like the way that they did it back in the day, and that's going to be really, really cool, especially the songs that they were really involved with, because a lot of those songs they have co-writing credits on, things like Computer Blue and Dirty Mind was heavily worked on by Dr. Fink. America and all those jams, and all the parade stuff that Wendy and Lisa worked a bunch on. I'm really looking forward to hearing all that stuff. So opinions may vary, but I would say if you're on the fence, just go and see what you think.
Yeah, just you the only person that can really know how you feel about something is you, and we're really excited to see them, and I think we'll obviously let you know what we thought of their show after it, and we'll obviously keep you updated on that. Okay, so some more comments. Pamela is saying, "My tape was amazing during the recent MPG show. She is still so creative and an incredible dancer." Oh yeah, she's absolutely phenomenal. She's such a great dancer. I've seen some clips here and there from it because she uploaded some to her Instagram. So if you haven't seen that, go to her Instagram, check them out. But yeah, she's such a well-trained dancer. And what a lot of people actually don't know is that next to being a ballet dancer, she's also amazing at ballet. She's a classically trained ballet dancer as well. All right, let's see.
Nancy Carpenter says, yes, I remember dancing around in my bedroom to Prince Soft and Wet. We read your comment, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, Hispanic Catholic, we read your comment as well. So glad you both are watching.
Yes.
For us to be reading out your comments. Jada Smith says, maybe the new Prince video should be called Purple Haze Up in Smoke. Have a question. If you were a superstar and were doing a tribute to Prince, how would you do it? What songs would you perform?
Oh, wow. That's, like, different for both of us. Because if I was doing, like, a Prince tribute on my show, I would, first of all, I don't know if I would want to tackle any actual Prince songs. I think I might want to tackle, like, Protégé stuff, so, like, Vanity 6 and all that. Because I'm really, really scared to be performing a Prince cover because I just don't think, like, I could do it right, never having been in his band or never having worked with him, obviously. So, yeah, I think I would stick to, like, Protégé songs, really.
I've actually covered 2 Prince songs in the past with my old band, Swami. We were signed to Sony and Virgin Records and we toured all over the world. One time that I remember, we headlined a tent at Glastonbury, which is a big festival here in the UK, and we did Controversy live, and we did it in our own style with our own kind of sounds and in fitting with the kind of music that we made, and that was really, really fun. And then another time we did an acoustic cover of You Know from Artificial Age on the radio, and that was like super, super fun as well. But covering a Prince song, it's really hard, and it's really hard to do a good job of it, because he was, such a unique and artist. It is very difficult to cover his songs, I would say. You really have to know what you're doing. You have to either be an incredible musician or be in a band with incredible musicians who can really nail the arrangements and the performance of it and make it your own at the same time. Like I don't think people who do covers of Prince songs should just try and recreate the original. Like what's the point? Like the original exists. Like do something in your own style and in your own vibe. There's so many bad Prince covers, and I'm sure we've all heard him.
Yeah.
But if I was doing a tribute to him, I don't know. I wouldn't pick something obvious. I definitely wouldn't pick anything from Purple Rain because I feel like it's overdone and it's just too obvious.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really like the Bruno Mars thing, even though I like Bruno Mars as an artist. I didn't really like what he did at the Grammys because it just seemed like it was just too obvious.
Yeah,
it was kind of like a caricature. I really liked what D'Angelo did with Sometimes in Snows in April. That was really, really good. It was really moving.
Yeah.
I liked what Lenny Kravitz did with The Cross. He really made it his own. So yeah, it's difficult. But like Kim says, I think a really cool thing to do is to work with songs that he wrote for other acts.
Yes.
So
definitely.
I would, if I had like a really tight like funk band, I would love to like do a take on like 777 9311 or something like that.
You'd have to have one hell of a drummer for that.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. But I think that'd be cool, or just like more obscure Prince songs.
Yeah.
Not the obvious stuff. So
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so we'll take a couple more questions and then we really have to go because we've almost been streaming for an hour. Wow, okay. So,
most underappreciated Prince album is definitely Come.
Come, yes. No question asked. We have like we told you before, we have a massive poster of it to the left of us that you can't see at the moment, but I'm absolutely just like obsessed with the album, and I always have been. And actually, it was the very first album I ever bought. So like the guy at the counter was looking at me like, why are you buying an album that's called Come? And I looked on the back of it, and I was like 12 or 13 years old here, and then he was like, why is there a track? He was like looking at it and was like going through the track list, like, why is there a track on it that's called Orgasm? So yeah, and I really, really love the more like aggressive sort of style, especially that you can find on tracks like Pheromone. That is such a hot song. It's so sexy. It's great. I love it.
Trey Day TV says a lot of people dislike the Piano and Mike album. You think better releases are coming? Yes, better releases are coming. I'm not someone that dislikes that album, but like we've covered this. I understand why people wanted more because it wasn't something that we hadn't already heard. So I get that, but yes, absolutely, I think better releases are coming.
Yeah.
I know that several suggestions have been considered by the estate. Some stuff is pretty close to being finalised. That's about as much as I know. I did hear that 1999 Deluxe was completed and finalized, and it's in a state where it could be released if they choose to. There's possibly some other similar deluxe things that are either being worked on or could be done. So we'll see.
Ooh, I love this one. Speaking of Prodigies, which Prodigy album with Prince's guide vocals would you guys love to finally hear? Oh my god, that is a question.
What time is it? What time is it? Definitely, what time is it? I mean, the Family's album, you can actually already hear most of the Prince vocal versions of that, so that's out there. But definitely would love to hear a full Prince vocal version of What Time Is It? And the songs that he did for Maserati.
Yes,
100 Miles an Hour, you can hear Prince's version of that, but the sort of conflicting information about what other songs he worked on and how much he worked on them. So as you may or may not know, 100 Miles per Hour is officially the only song that Prince gave to Maserati that came out on their album, but he definitely worked on some others, including Strawberry Lover, I Guess It's All Over. He actually played the guitar solo on I Guess It's All Over on a 12-string guitar. That was confirmed by Maserati's keyboard player. And yeah, so there may well be versions of other Maserati songs that Prince did vocals on, but there may not be.
And also, like, loads of the unreleased stuff of people that he's worked with as well. I'd obviously love to hear, like, everything that's out there of anyone he's ever worked with. But I guess it's just, like, waiting. Like, we just have to wait for it, and we have to be patient, and, like, things are going to come out, like, gradually from this point on, and we'll just have to wait for it.
Yeah, we talked about this before, but I really want to hear Prince's demo of With This Tear that he gave to Celine Dion, because obviously Celine and her producers and musicians did it in Celine Dion style, and it's very sort of big and operatic and like a big bombastic ballad. But I kind of feel like maybe Prince's demo of that, it could have just been like him on piano, because it's a ballad, right?
Oh, that would be so beautiful.
And that would be amazing. So yeah.
We really want to hear that. So, Jada Smith is saying, also, I'm planning to do a huge big tribute to him, performing him and his protege songs, No Hits, Plan to do it in the unpredictable future. That's amazing that you're planning on doing that. So when you're doing that, let us know. And from us already, good luck with doing that. And that's really, really amazing. Let us know when you're planning on doing it. That's awesome.
Keep us in the loop. Movie Buff says, if I wrote a book, would you review it? Maybe. If you send it to us.
Yeah, we'll read it. And then let's see. Carly MJ says, what, are you leaving already? Really sorry about that. We'd love to hang out with you guys for like hours and hours and hours on end, but it's now like 1:22 in the morning in the UK, so it's already
We're going to be doing a lot more live streams.
We are. Don't worry.
Shannon says, who cares if we have it? The packaging is beautiful for piano and a microphone. Absolutely agree. This is what we said in our review of it. I think the packaging, especially the deluxe version, which has the full liner notes from Jill and Lisa, and the CD and all that stuff, and the photos, absolutely phenomenal, really well made and well put together. Definitely agree with that.
Pamela is saying, there are still unreleased songs with Lenny Kravitz. Would you like to see those released?
Yes. And we need to talk to Matthew Baton about releasing those, because I know he has them. If you don't know, Matthew Baton is Lenny Kravitz's photographer and a huge Prince fan. He consulted on, I think, Piano and a Mic 83 and a bunch of other stuff. But he put on Instagram before that he had a tape of the Prince and Lenny stuff. Yes. Definitely want to hear that. Definitely want to hear that.
That's going to be. I hope that's going to be some heavy guitar stuff, because I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. All right.
Hispanic Catholic says, have you ever heard of Nick Drake? I have heard of Nick Drake. He was a phenomenal guitar player, an artist. He was great. Have some friends that are really into Nick Drake.
And then one last comment that we'll read out is Nancy Carpenter. I think you're still talking about the piano and a microphone on 93. She's saying the deluxe version is beautiful. I absolutely agree with you on that one, because what I really, really love on it is the packaging and how it has like the handwritten lyrics on it. I think that like handwritten lyrics on something just add like that sort of authentic vibe to it. Like, I love it when I'm able to see like an artist's handwritten stuff. It's just like it like came from like their head, and then they grabbed a pen and then they just like wrote down the lyrics, and they like went to log as they were like writing it, and that's how the song came together. And I think it's beautiful to be able to see that process, especially when it's like some words scrabbled out and then there's like new ones put there, and then you like sometimes you almost like try to like see like what's under the little scratches when a word's been scratched out. Yeah, I really, really love that.
One last thing.
Yes.
Before we wrap up on this live stream. In case any of you missed it, I'm sure that most of you did not miss it, but just in case there are some people who did miss it, we are doing a competition to win a piano and a microphone poster. It's a big poster, and the Rolling Stone Germany issue, which has the cover mount 7-inch vinyl of 17 Days, the piano and a microphone version. We're giving both of those away in a contest. We've had over 400 entries in the contest so far, but there can only be one winner, and there's 6 days left until the contest ends.
If you haven't entered it yet,
still
quickly. I was gonna grab the magazine for you, but then I've realised that a really cool new lamp is on top of it that you also probably haven't seen yet.
Anyway,
but we'll show you in the next video.
6 days left to enter the contest. So all you need to do is go to tinyurl.com/TVR contest.
Yes.
tinyurl.com/TVR contest. There's 2 steps. You got to enter your email and subscribe, and then you got to enter the contest box that says, how many entries there are. There's over 400 entries right now. That's amazing.
That's incredible. Thank you so much.
So you've got 6 days to get into that contest if you haven't already. So yeah.
All right, let's see.
A few more comments before we disappear.
Carly MJ is saying, thank you for this live video. Hope more of this will come. Don't be gone for too long. We promise we won't be gone for too long, and we will try to do this sort of live stream every single week from now on.
We will. We're going to be doing a lot more live streams. Have you seen Heart's Singer, says Richard DeWitt. He's Australian, sounds and plays like Prince. I have. We have seen a few videos on YouTube of Hearts. I believe he played at Paisley Park when Prince was still alive. Prince invited him out and liked what he was doing. Dennis says, do you know the song You Got to Be a Man by Frank Williams and the Rocketeers from 1967? I don't think I do. Maybe I'll recognize it if I hear it, but it's not coming to me off the top of my head. Jada Smith, see you later, Purple Hoops. See you later.
See you later.
Hope you win that piano and a microphone. Oh, not to us.
No,
we already have it. To everyone watching.
We can't enter our own competition. That would just be... That would not be okay.
Had fun chatting with you guys. We had fun chatting with you all too.
We absolutely love all of you. We just love how engaged you are, and we have such a great community. The Prince community is absolutely amazing. It just feels like we're all one big family, and I'm so happy that we've always kept that even after he passed away. We were already a big family when he was still there, but I feel like in a way we've gotten even closer now that he's passed away, because we all share the same grief and the same feeling of missing him so much. And I just made this video really sad. I'm sorry about that. This live stream
can't end on a sad note.
Sorry.
So we're not gonna end on a sad note. So we're gonna read some more comments. We're gonna be here all night. Not really. Great channel. Just saw your interview with Morris, says 62 Dub. Thank you so much. That interview with Morris Hayes was one of our favourites to do, even though we had some technical challenges in the environment, and we had to heavily edit the audio to remove screaming children and things like that. But regardless, it was a great interview. It was a lot of fun. We got a lot of cool info from Morris. If you like that one, definitely check out our interview with Hans Martin Buff, which came out before the one with Morris. The one with Hans Martin Buff, I think, in terms of pure just new info on so many different things, I think is probably one of our best ones to date.
That's the one to go to if you want new information, or stuff that you'd never knew about certain songs and whatnot. You could be like, whoa, what?
Exactly. But as for Morris, we'll drop a little hint and let's just say Morris was not the only member of the MPG that we've interviewed. So more to come very soon.
I tried to do a wink, and I almost try and do it with the other I can't wink with, so my whole face almost went into a wink.
What do you think of Janelle Monáe and doing more cover songs of Prince? We love Janelle Monáe. That's from Pamela06. We do love Janelle. What do we think of Janelle doing cover songs of Prince? I haven't really heard too many covers that she's done. I heard some. I mean,
she used to do. I think she used to cover. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I saw her so many years ago. I think she used to cover "Let's Go Crazy" in her shows when she was doing loads of small venues. That is awesome, because her energy is absolutely beautiful, and he obviously mentored her, and so he really loved what she's doing as well. Her energy is so amazing. Her stage presence and her energy, and her new album is awesome as well.
Yes. Blade Brown says, "Wish I could have caught you guys earlier, but good seeing y'all." Well, once this live stream is done, it'll be archived on YouTube, so you can go back and catch the beginning video and see what you missed. Said blink once if it's Tommy B, smile if it's Michael B.
How can we like not blink and not smile? What do you want us to do? Like keep a straight face and not talk? I'll just try and keep a straight face and not smile anymore from now on, so that we're not giving anything away. But then it's like a super grim live stream.
It's not Tommy B, unfortunately. No. We do love Tommy B. Shout out to Tommy B. And Michael Bland actually hasn't been performing with the MPG any of the shows that we've seen. They've had Kirk was the drummer on the first and second MPG shows we saw, I think, and then the third show they had a new guy. From London, a guy called Chris, who I think has played with like Britney and people like that.
Yeah, he's like Britney's drummer, I think, in her band at the moment as well.
So So actually, we haven't yet had the pleasure of meeting Michael Bland.
No.
Maybe if we do meet him at some point, we'll get to do an interview with him. But anyway, that's all we're going to say about
keeping
MPG
the mystery
interviews.
here.
Keep
You'll
the mystery
see it when
alive.
it's up.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Eve is saying, you're great hosts. I always look forward to your interviews. I learned so much and love Prince all the more hearing all the amazing stories and personal interactions with him. We really love this as well. And thank you so much for that compliment. That's really nice.
Thank you, Eve.
That's why we do them, really, to like meet all of these amazing people that I've worked with. This just like phenomenal person, like this out of this world person with this amazing like. I just it's there's not one word that you can describe Prince with, is there now?
No,
there's not one word.
There's too many. But the reason why we do Uncovering Prince is because everybody has different stories.
Yeah.
And he was such a complex person. He had so many different layers to him, both as a person and as an artist. And so you really do get new stories and a new version of him from everybody that worked with him, because everybody had a different relationship with him. And I think that's the important thing. That's why the series is called Uncovering Prince, because we're trying to like, it's like he's like a funky onion. He's peeling back all these layers. That's
or a funky banana, a purple banana.
No, a banana only has one layer that you peel. Onions have loads.
Oh yeah, but like with bananas,
you know what we're trying to say.
Whatever. But yeah,
the point being, lots of layers to him. We're trying to uncover, trying to get to the bottom of the mystery of the genius that was Prince Rogers Nelson.
Definitely. And
hopefully, if you're all enjoying it, then hopefully we're doing a good job with the interviews.
Yeah, and we're always up for like doing loads more of them, and there's loads more to come. And
let us know who you want us to interview.
Yes,
that's the thing.
We'll try and make it happen.
We'll try and make it happen. We've got some stuff in the pipeline,
yeah.
But we're always trying to get more. Charlie says, I love you. I'm a huge Prince fan, so you guys are great covering his band members. We love talking to band members. Band members are amazing. Tina says, you guys do a fantastic job always. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And then Pamela says, I love your enthusiasm and passion for Prince. Prince was loved by many people here in Australia. That's awesome. Your Elisa Fiorello interview was sweet and fun. We love Elisa so much. She's such a great person.
Yes, that was another brilliant interview. Elisa was so nice to us. She invited us over to her beautiful home, sat down with us. If anyone watching this not seen our Elisa interview, then please watch that. Yeah. That was amazing. Regina says, interview Maite. Well, we'll see.
That's quite the request there, but yeah, we'll see. We've noted it, and we're going to see if we can try and make it happen.
Yes, we are definitely going to try.
All right, anyone wants to say anything else before we go, put it in the comments now, put it in the chat.
We are 57 minutes and 53 seconds.
Alright, we'll make it an hour. We'll do 3 more minutes.
We're gonna make it an hour. We've got less than 3 minutes to go. Shannon says Morris is the best. Morris is great. We love Morris.
Yeah.
Morris is indeed the best.
Tina is saying interview Damaris.
Damaris Lewis. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I wonder where she's based. We're going to try and make that happen. Damaris is very, very cool.
Yes.
That would be definitely a good one to get on the list. Hispanic Catholic says, have you heard of XXXTentacion? I have. I like that song, Sad. That's a great song. I am sad that he died. He shouldn't have died. That's very sad.
It's really
Nobody deserves to get taken out like that.
Horrible what happened to him, yeah.
But yeah, he was very, very cool. He had a unique style. Yeah, good artist.
Richard the Vid is saying, "Don't leave. This is fun." Sorry. We'd love to just invite you all over to our house and just all hang out together and play Prince music and watch Prince movies all night. To be honest, that would be amazing.
April Hill says, "I really enjoy your live chat. I've been a Prince fan from way back. Love your show." Thank you so much. Thank you. Nancy says, "You guys are so cool." No, you are so cool.
Yes.
So every single person who's either watching this live stream now or has watched any of our videos in the past, like, we're so appreciative and thankful and grateful that you would take the time out of your day to just watch what we're doing and support us in what we do, trying to bring the Prince news out to the world and really just love him and support his legacy and spread the music and spread the word of the greatest artist of all time.
Yeah. And then Tina's asking us what time it is over here. It's 1:34 a.m. in the morning.
It's 1:30 in the morning. Do we know anything about Prince's 50-page autobiography? Sadly, no. Sadly, we don't.
There was a news article reporting that it is going to be released at some point soon. Like, obviously the unfinished version, because he was never able to finish it. But whether they're still working on that or when that is going to be released, we actually do not know. So, more news to follow on that, I guess.
Movie Buff says interview Madonna. We'll
try.
Jerome Benton would be a fun interview as well. Jerome, definitely would love to talk to Jerome. We've spent some time, no pun intended, with members of the Time. Most notably, we've hung out with Jelly Bean quite a bit. We've talked to Jam and Lewis. We've talked to Jesse Johnson's manager to try and get that, but it's difficult. We're trying to make all these things happen. I would love to interview all the members of the Time.
Yep.
That all definitely on our list.
All right, last
Charlie
comments,
says interview Kim, his hairstylist. We already did. We already interviewed Kim Berry. Go on our channel, look for Uncovering Prince with Kim Berry. We already interviewed her, and it was a phenomenal interview.
Let's see. What would be the best Christmas gift to introduce someone to Prince? Ooh, that's awesome. I would say maybe the hits B-sides, but then get the album and then also get the DVD and just get everything of it.
Or just give him a Blu-ray of Purple Rain.
Yes,
there you go.
Or all of that together. Just make him a Prince, sort of like a Prince care package, basically. That would be awesome.
Yeah, Ultimate Prince or hits B-sides. Yeah. Purple Rain on Blu-ray.
And then you know what you write on it? Happy Princemas. There you go.
And then make them a custom Spotify or Google Music or Apple Music playlist of all your favourite songs and send them that, because that's like a personalised gift.
Yeah,
right?
and then if they don't have Spotify, give them one of those gift cards, but then like print out a photo of Prince, like cut it out, put it like on top of it, and then like put a link to your playlist next to it, and then also send it to them. We've got too many ideas for this. Shall we just make a Prince, like perfect Prince, like Christmas gifts, like live stream next time?
We're going to do a Prince Gifts Christmas special. It's you heard it here first.
All right.
Eve says interview Andre Simone. Would love to.
Yeah.
We're going to try and do that.
Yeah.
So, that's it's been over an hour. We said we were going to keep it to an hour. So we really are going to head off now. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for commenting.
Yeah.
You're all the best. We love you, Purple people. Make sure you watch our interview with Nicole Nodland, our most recent Uncovering Prince interview. If you haven't, Nicole is awesome, and we love her, and her stories are amazing, and you should hear them.
She's such a babe. She's such a nice person. So yeah, definitely go check it out if you haven't already. We are going to leave you now. Really sorry about that, but we'll be here again. Not sure if it's the same time and the same day, but we'll definitely be here again next week with another episode of This Week in Prince,
the live stream. All right, Purple people.
We love you so
later.
much. Bye-bye.
Bye.